Eurovision is a magnificent show and spectacular. How do you approach working for such an event?
I think for me, it's, many years of experience in creating big shows and working in big shows, knowing the workflow, knowing, the timings, what's important when, and, also being able to come up with a creative that have that scale and also have international approach.
Yeah. Okay. How did you become a production designer and a creative artist?
I've got a master's degree in production design, and it was introduced very early on in my studies. And when I was introduced to the method, I just got it. I thought, I understand this, how you compose in space and you work with all the different expressive parameters, whether it's movement, it's color, it's lighting, it's, everything. And I was so fascinated by it. So that was sort of what I started off by doing. And I was very lucky to get some big opportunities very early on, actually, even when I was studying. And then it sort of developed. I worked for Mark Fisher and Stu Fish, obviously, for 6 years, and got very big experience in working on the very big shows, and gradually, there was sort of a demand for, people who could create the whole idea, and I started to do more creative direction, doing more content, also working with the content, because I thought, the set, I wanted the set to work with the content in a very specific way. So it was sort of a very natural progression, you can say, to sort of get more involved in all aspects of the shows.
What is the difference between doing an award show like the Brit Awards or Eurovision and doing a live show for a musician?
Obviously, the TV, the multi-camera element of it is a huge difference. So most touring shows have the iMac, which is also shot with a lot of cameras, and most of them would also have a DVD shot. But I think it's very specific for the TV that. The balance is where the priority is. On a live show, it's the live audience you want to create a really live experience for, whereas Eurovision, perhaps you have 20,000 people in the arena, but you've got over 200 million people viewing it on the screen. So the storytelling has got to work on both levels. Whereas I think on the live show, it's very important when you're at the very back of the stadium that you get that feel of the artist on stage. So I would say those are the two. Obviously the lighting is very different. Yeah.
Okay, and the last question, where do you get your inspiration from to create shows?
I get my inspiration from everywhere, mainly from the artists I work with or the brands I work with. But, I get inspiration from anything. I go to museums, I go to theatre, I go to other shows, but I'm more inspired by, I'm very often inspired by artists, and I've got a huge library of artists and architecture, because I'm trying to find the atmosphere that I want to create, rather than, I've seen this on another show, can we copy that? So it can come from anywhere, but it all radiates from the artist or the brand I'm working with. What do I think they need? What's the story they need to tell? And then I find the visual references that tells that story. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.